Yes, you've found it. Stress management for parents happening right here, right now. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. For 3 decades, I've been helping parents just like you figure out how to get past all of the stressful stuff and start actually enjoying their job as a parent. Let's get into some of the psychology behind this. And then we'll talk about some very practical things that you can do right now to make a difference. Sound good? First of all, I want to help you see that stress is a signal. It is not an indicator that you're doing something wrong. In fact, in my experience, oftentimes when parents feel stress, it's because they are good parents. When parents are feeling stressed, it's usually because they're good parents and their brain is telling them that maybe this should be going a little differently or better, and they really want that to happen, and then they get frustrated because it's not happening the way that they want it to. So I invite you to notice, first of all, that you want it to be better. That is good news. That says some things about you. And the fact that you're watching this video says that you are committed to becoming that parent that you've promised yourself you would be. And this is not for the weak of heart. Parenting is a tough business. And I believe that it's the #1 personal development program on the planet. Where else do you get auto enrollment and multiple opportunities to practice, huge rewards and huge risks? This is a really powerful way to take a look at who you really are, how you're showing up, and how you can change and transform to be that person that you've promised yourself you would be. So what is stress to start with? Your brain's job is to keep you safe, and that means it's constantly on the lookout for potential threats. Stress is your brain's way of telling you there's some risk out there. There's something that creates a potential danger or problem for you. And then your brain kicks you into what we call the fight or flight response. You're probably familiar with this one, right? Where you feel like either running away or putting up your dukes and getting into a fight. If you find yourself yelling, that's the fight response. If you see yourself avoiding, well, that's the flight response. It's your brain trying to take care of you. So enough with all of the guilt and shame around this. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And there are things that you can do to take care of that in a way that you don't keep showing up in ways that make more messes. In my experience as a professional psychologist, I've noticed that a lot of times the stress response is related to trying to control things that we can't control. So one of the first tips that I have for you around this is to get really clear about what you control and what you don't. You know, even as I'm filming this video, I'm thinking about what we're going through in our home right now. We had a pipe break. Okay, has this ever happened to you? And water gets all over everything, and you have to do all the cleanup, and you have to do some plumbing. And I'm not a plumber, I'm a psychologist. But I remember an earlier time when this happened, and I wanted to learn how to fix this myself. And so I went to my dad and I said, I've got this little plumbing problem. He says, well, Paul, there's only 2 things you need to know about plumbing. Okay, this should be good. He said, #1, water runs downhill. I'm like, okay, thanks, Dad. I think I remember physics well enough to know that. Rule #2, don't lick your fingers. I'm like, okay. I think Dad was trying to be funny, but if you've ever installed a toilet, you know exactly what we're talking about here. I think there's some analogous rules in parenting. When we feel stressed out, think of that as the plumbing problem, okay? And there are 2 rules for plumbing. Water runs downhill, and the other rule in parenting is some things you control, other things you don't. I'm comparing that to water runs downhill because this is gravity. This is a natural law. You control some things, and not very many actually, and other things you don't control. Rule #2, don't lick your fingers. And the corresponding rule is pay attention to what you control and let go of what you don't. This is so hard for parents because if you were to make a list, in fact, you can do this as an exercise. Take a sheet of paper, if you can picture just a regular sheet of paper, draw a line down the middle so that you have 2 columns. And in one column, write down everything that you control about your kids and their life. Okay? That's the one column. And the other column, the things you don't control. Maybe what they control and you don't. Throwing a tantrum. Do you control that or not? Oh, that's on their side, isn't it? Okay, whether they cooperate or not. Which side? Oh, their side again. Look at what's showing up over there. Okay, these are things that you get concerned about sometimes, right? What they say, what they do. Oh yeah, that list over here on this side. What do you control? You control what you provide. You control your attitude. You control how you show up. There's some really great stuff on your side too. The problem, if you do this exercise, you're going to see that most of what you get all bent out of shape about is on their list. It's something you don't control. This creates stress. If you try to control something that's on their list, meaning your kids, you're going to feel frustrated, angry, resentful, stressed. And I use those as indicator feelings. I said earlier, stress is an indicator, okay? And what it indicates is that you need to get back over to your list because of the second rule, okay? Don't lick your fingers. It means pay attention to what you control. As you get clear about what you control and what you don't, and then you choose to focus on what you control, I tell you, that is the number one thing that you can do right now to address your stress as a parent. In my parent coaching programs, I share all kinds of strategies about how you can structure your interactions with your kids in a way that make it more likely, perhaps, that they're going to do the things that you'd like them to do. But parenting is not about making sure that they do the things that we want them to do. It's about helping them to learn cause and effect. It's about helping them to choose good things for themselves. Because at some point, you're going to work your way out of a job, and they're running their life and hopefully not eating your groceries when they're 35. Here's one of the things that I've learned about positive parenting. Whoever is the most upset loses the power struggle. Is that good news or not? Well, if you're the one that's losing your cool, then you're also losing the power struggle. Give yourself permission to step back. Take a deep breath. Get recentered, and then maybe go back to your list. What do I control? What do I not control? Focus on what you control. That is really key. One of the ways that you can do this is by taking intentional steps towards self-care. I'm reminded of this every time I get on an airplane, and I do it fairly regularly as I'm speaking at events or conferences. And you know, when you're taxiing out on the runway, you're about to take off, and they go through the safety routine. You have to watch the video, follow along on the laminated card. You with me? And there's a point in the safety routine where they say, if we ever lose cabin pressure, these attractive yellow oxygen masks are going to fall from the ceiling, and it looks like a little cup, and you're supposed to put it on your face and fasten it with the rubber band. And they always say, if you're traveling with young children or someone who needs assistance, put your own mask on first. Why? Because if you're out cold in the aisle, you're just in the way. You're part of the problem now. You got to take care of you so that you can be there to take care of your kids. One of the best gifts that you can give your kids is a sane, fully functioning, stable, not stressed out parent. And it's going to happen. You're going to get stressed out from time to time. That personal self-care plan of yours is essential so that you can show up even more powerfully for your kids. Now, I've got something that I'm going to offer you next, and it's an opportunity to watch another video where we're going to go into more depth. But before I do that, would you just take a moment to click the subscribe button right down there, hit the notification bell so that you'll see the next video that comes up to support you in your positive parenting. Now, let's go watch that next video. It's called Positive Parenting Solutions, 5 Tips for a Peaceful Mind. It's right there. Click on through. I'll see you over there.